into this year, I put a lot of eggs in one basket in the move to Austin. So much so that we didn't really tell people. We didn't have time. It wasn't important. It was like, are we doing this or not? And it was jumping with both feet, head first, into this new life, and it's been the greatest gift. It's changed my life completely. I got a lot to be thankful for and to think about today. I'm coming to the end of the Elixir of Immortality course, the online program with Alberto Vialdo and Bob Thurman. And it's just such beautiful timing to recognize the journey I've been on this year, waking up to understanding and remembering that I am a shaman. I'm on a shamanic path. And it's been so interesting to look back on my life. About a month ago, I finished the first draft of my memoir. And a couple days into it, many hours, I heard a whisper when I was going to sleep that said, "Who's narrating this?" And it shook me because I'm narrating this. But it was an invitation. And at the time I didn't let it deter me from staying the course of just letting the book pour out. And that's what needed to happen. But after an incredible ceremony, many ceremonies since then, and becoming a certified holographic sound healer, and doing sound healing journeys, I got this message the other night that was the first line of the next memoir, which is, I never read the memoir. I got to the end and recognized that there was a specific narrator, and it was a story of surviving and of suffering. And in ceremony the other night, I heard the first line, which is, I could write this 100 times, 100 ways, and that many more combinations. But the gift to me and to the world is to write the memoir from the lens of love. And I've been given this gift and taking this course, and in showing up and going into the fear, recognizing that I did have a lot of fear of the unknown in relation to death and grief. And in the process of this course, I've had to face that many times over. Mortality, and what do I really believe? Am I going to face death and grief, suffering? Or is there an availability to a new story? And can I hold both perspectives while holding neither? Allowing the child in me to grieve and the part of me that's scared to be scared. And letting this remembering, this path of shamanism to be the one that takes the lead and goes into the fear. And in this process, it led me to sitting with my grandmother in the hospital, not knowing what her timeline looks like and understanding the fragility of life. And I had the opportunity to be in fear and grieving and suffering, or to be in curiosity and celebration of a life well lived and of the expansion of family and how two people could give birth to an entire generation of many people doing many things in many directions. Part of the ceremony the other night was to recognize that in the story of my grandparents, of two people having a child, who then had a child, who then had a child, and how it created this family star from just this simplified family unit. And now family has grown so much greater, both in the bloodline and those who have come into the family circle and the extended family. And I got to see my family star, and it was gorgeous. It was literally like the facets of all pieces of the family, and how each one of us puts out a spectrum of light and moves throughout the world in all these different directions. But together it creates this beautiful big family tree, this family star. And I sang to that. I toned the melody that brought forth this sacred geometry of this family star for me to witness and for me to understand my role in it. My name means Christmas child, or Nathalie, child of Christmas. And I've sat with that and thought about that, and what does that mean? And one of the messages that came through the other night was, I've had a lot of awareness in the last several months that I'm a container, that's part of my gift in this lifetime, is to be someone who sees and holds containers, who can see what a sacred boundary is, how to set a safe space, a comfortable space, acknowledging putting things in order, which is what a despacho is, what a mandala is shamans seeing the world and putting things in right order so that all is in harmony. To be able to thrive and grow and bloom and sustain and continue life. And one of the messages the other night was that I see the gifts and I distribute them, which brought so much joy and laughter, especially in the context of Christmas. That I can see my friends and family's gifts, and part of my role is to help call that forward and to help create this beautiful energy of the combination of gifts, which is what I'm embracing as being a shaman and a facilitator. Is how do I help create a beautiful, harmonious environment that calls forward everyone's gifts. And one of the greatest lessons of this year has been to slow down and take care of myself. And this morning I was thinking about that, and it was like, I don't have time to not take care of myself. As I've shared before, like, as I slow down and pay attention to my needs and take care of myself, things speed up. Like, if you ever get that feeling like you're stuck and in stagnant energy, what is really coming up? It's an invitation to listen to the whisper. It's an invitation to nourish oneself, to make the meal for oneself that one would make for the feast, for everyone, to truly nourish and honor that, to put on the clothes that make me feel good, to take the time in properly cleansing and nourishing myself, to rest, to creativity, to the things that help me to shine the brightest. And when I slow down and honor that, things seem to just magnify to me and amplify and speed up. So much so that it's like, how can I hold it all? How can I do all of these things? And the reality is, I'm not meant to hold any of it. It's to be the hollow bone. I've thought many times over in the last little while that it's like the Grinch heart. The Grinch heart just expands far beyond what it thought it could. But even still, it can't hold all of that. It just is expanding the container of possibilities to allow the love to pass in and out, to share that love. So every step that I take, every choice that I make to truly nourish and honor myself makes me more available to share that with another. And really, it's even more than that. Like, if I recognize that I am a vessel, an instrument of God, then it is my sacred duty and role to take care of myself thoroughly, so that when I show up to you, you know that, and it invites you to do the same. That I am operating from a place where I understand my sacred yes and no, and when I make compromises, it's compromises for the highest good. It's not compromises of unworthiness. It's compromises for the good of all. But those compromises don't come with sacrificing truly taking care of myself. If I want you to shine your brightest, then I can't show up not shining my brightest. So it's having the audacity to know that I am worthy because I am a reflection of God, and because I believe you are a reflection of God, and therefore you are worthy of all of those fine-tuning, simple things every day that lead to an experience of wholeness and wholesomeness, and understanding that in and of myself, I am whole. I am complete. That God did not fuck up with me. That something is wrong with me because I have some idea that I should be better. Well, being better is loving myself exactly as I am, in my wholeness, in my completeness, in every aspect of myself, and knowing that in doing that, I am amplifying and magnetizing even greater. I love you. It's hard today, but I'm showing up. That was challenging, but I got it done. So, feels good. One day, one moment at a time. Work grinds. Ordered some True Foods Kitchen veggie bowl with steak. Oh my god, so good. Sending out a few thank yous and closing out the year with so much gratitude for the flow of abundance, for the music, for the joy, for the tears, for the struggles, for all of it. For this living ceremony practice. An absolute magic and miracle of this beautiful life. Thank you, sunshine. I just completed the last video of the Elixir of Immortality course with Thurman and Alberto Vialdo, and what a journey. It was really amazing. It's really just only begun. Lots to integrate. I'm grateful to have the videos to go back to, because there's so much there. Just planting seeds for how this blooms in my life.
working in the in-betweens, and that this wouldn't just be listening and learning, but experiencing, and it 100% was experiencing. Wow, what an interesting thing to finish the Elixir of Immortality course, the course on death, on the last day of the year. Perfectly timed.
Is that sugar or what?